It's springtime. The weather is so nice outside. There's sun and there's birds and it's so beautiful, and it just makes me feel guilty when I stay inside and still watch Netflix all day. All of that aside, I'm here today to do a book review on The Road by Cormac McCarthy. This book was ridiculous. It destroyed me on the inside. Essentially, this book is about a father and son, and the world has ended, and the world has been ended? What's the word? The world ended, like, quote, they don't actually say. My guess is 3 to 4 years ago. Son was born kind of right when the world ended. He doesn't know anything different than this. And traveling along, not very many people are left alive, scavenging for food, trying to get to a warmer climate so that they don't freeze in the wintertime. I can't even find words to explain this book, which probably means that I shouldn't be doing a book review on it, but it was just so good. I finished this book a few weeks ago, and I still, like, it's still just burnt into my psyche. Like, it just, you know, lingers back there. As I live my day-to-day life. And I just like... This book was the first book that I ever read that I felt hopeless. That I wasn't rooting for the characters in the sense that I didn't see a, you know, like, it's always, whenever I've read a book before, it's always been that I'm like, no, keep going, you can do it, you can, whatever. And with this, I just wanted them to shoot themselves and kill themselves because I just didn't see a point in them living anymore, and I just wanted to end their misery. And that's never happened to me in a book before, and I feel like it was such an interesting reading experience for that reason, and I really, really, really enjoyed it as much as it destroyed my soul. The other thing that I thought was interesting about it was it kind of reminded me of Blindness, which I read recently, in the sense that they don't have names, and I think that it's kind of an interesting narrative that they both used where there's no use for names, and that names are a luxury that you don't have in a world like this, which it kind of takes away a little bit of them being human, but yet you're still very, very attached to them, and you still think of them as human, even if they have kind of are starting to lose sight of that. The other thing that I thought was really interesting about it was the man isn't really, he's a hero, but not in the general way that you think of a hero as someone who helps people and stuff like that. Like, there's some instances in the book when they'll come across someone and the son will be wanting to help them and crying and begging that they help this person, and the man will say, no, we can't help them, there's nothing we can do for them, we don't have enough stuff to help them, if we help them we'll die too. And then, you know, they keep going, and as much as you are thinking when you're reading it, oh wow, like, he should really help that person, you can't blame him for not helping them because it's his main priority to keep his son alive, and the way that he can keep his son alive is by staying alive himself. So in these dire circumstances, there is nothing they can do, and you can't blame him for not helping this person, even though in books generally the hero is, and the good guy is the person that helps others. So it was kind of an interesting contrast that they're the good guys, and yet they don't help other people because they're concerned about keeping themselves alive, and that's okay, which is shitty, but yeah. What else? Something that I can't tell if I like or dislike about it, I'm really on the fence about it, was we never find out how the world ended, like what happened, which I like in the sense that you can kind of make it what you want, and you kind of see, it's a way for you, I guess, to figure out what you think the problems in the world are. By whatever you put on there, you can be like, oh, I guess I'm very concerned about war, or oh, I guess I'm very concerned about the environment, or whatever it is that you see as an issue, I feel like you will put in there, and it kind of is a good way for you to flesh out what you think the major issue in our society is, because there's so many to choose from. But I didn't like it in the sense that it would be kind of interesting to see where he was coming from and what that narrative was and how it ended, because I have a morbid curiosity about how this world ended. So it would have been interesting, but I see why he didn't do it. I think that the book came out at an interesting time. It came out in 2006, and 2006 was a big year for world issues because I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm under the impression that 2006 is around the time when global warming kind of made its way into the media and became a major issue. Obviously, you know, we'd been fucking up the planet way before 2006, but 2006 is really when that narrative started in trying to make people more aware of how much we've screwed up the earth and how this is going to affect us, and making that more of a political issue. I think, anyways, I'm under the impression that that's kind of that general timeline, so I'm thinking that maybe it was potentially an environmental thing. But 2006 was also the start of the collapse, the bursting of the housing bubble in the US. Like 2006 was when the housing prices really started to plummet, and with my limited knowledge of economics, I believe that is what contributed to the economic crisis of 2008, which fucked everyone over. You can tell I know so much about economics that, you know, that's just exactly what happened. So, I don't know what Cormac McCarthy had in mind for the end of the world, but maybe that's the point, is that it makes you realize how many things are wrong with the world when you're like, yo, what ended the world? Could it be this? Could it be this? Could it be this? Oh wow, there's so many options. Oh wow, we're fucked. Or at least that was my thought process, so I don't know if that was the purpose in it. So I liked it in that sense, but again, morbid curiosity, I would have liked to, you know what it was and the, you know, the gritty details of how it ended. Overall, I absolutely adored this book. It was so good. I definitely want to pick up more from Cormac McCarthy, so if you have any other Cormac McCarthy recommendations, please let me know what those are. If you read this, please let me know what you thought of it. If you didn't like it, if you liked it, if you thought it was okay. I hear that they made a movie of this, but I can't imagine that the movie was very good. I don't know, I just can't picture this in movie form. So I'm kind of intrigued to watch it just because I feel like it's a really weird choice for a movie, but I don't know. So if you've seen the movie, please let me know how that is too, so I can figure out whether or not I want to watch it, because right now I feel like it probably wouldn't be great, but what do I know? Also, if you know of any other books that are hopeless books, let me know, because I really enjoyed that aspect of it, as horrible as it is to say. I'd be interested in reading more, and also because I'm a horrible person and I like to see them suffer. I think that's it. Yeah, bye, I guess. Genocide out. Peace.